Oh, hey there. It's great to see you again. Come on in. Let's have some fun.
Hey guys, welcome back. Um, it's been a week already, let me tell you. Um, like I said in a previous video, I work for Head Start as a developmental specialist, so I support families of children with disabilities and I help advocate for them through the evaluation referral process. In determining whether or not their kids are eligible for IEPs or other supports. And it's a new grantee, so it's a new program, and we're all kind of learning the ropes with the new company because the last grantee had the grant and served the area for like 30 years, and this one's new, so everybody's getting used to the new way of doing things and all of that. And there's been some personality clashes, but also because it's a new program, they had to find new buildings and go through all of those inspections. And one of those happened at the center where my office is located today. I work at multiple centers, but my office is at one while we're still working on getting some of the other centers up and running, and then I'll be at the main office location. But the health inspection for that was today. So that meant, all of the cords and everything had to be picked up, and there were no tripping hazards, and you have to have the health inspection before you can have kids in the building, before you can open. So that means that we're getting ready to open. We're hitting those final stages of remodeling the building because it was an old building and there's not a whole lot of it's sat empty for a while, and so things needed to be updated. Like, it used to be a church, and then it was a preschool, and like a Montessori style preschool, so all classrooms are open and like flow into each other and all of that. And I don't know how they did it, but they managed to run this preschool without a kitchen in it. So that's been a big challenge in this center. Because it's on a concrete slab. It's not on a crawl space. And of course, Head Start has different requirements than like your typical fee-based preschool programs and all of that. So because of the population we serve, we make sure that we provide the kids breakfast and lunch, and then we provide an afternoon snack. And it's kind of like the school lunch program. There's very specific guidelines we have to follow, but it means we have to have a kitchen in the center. And that one is going to be a huge expense. We still don't have a kitchen in there. But in the interest of getting it open, we've worked a couple of things out, and we've got a temporary warming kitchen, and we'll get food from one of the other programs. But the inspection was today, and that went off with flying colors. We passed, so the center will be opening on Tuesday, because Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so there's no school. So we've got about a week, but that means that there's a lot of work to be done in terms of making sure that all of the families are notified, and the classrooms are all set up and ready for kids, and all of that kind of fun stuff. So, anyhow, today I was supposed to have a meeting with a parent who the teachers kind of put this kiddo on my radar just before we left for winter break. and they've noticed like a change in her behavior and some of the, like, just some concerns. So I was supposed to have a meeting today with mom and just kind of introduce myself a little bit, talk about what some of the concerns were, discuss kind of what our policies are and what we're going to do, and see what her thoughts were about kind of where the teachers wanted to go. And apparently, so Head Start, in addition to the disabilities people, has what they call family service workers or family advocates, and my company calls them family support specialists. But each family has one, or each family has a family advocate, family FSS. They have a caseload of about 20 or 30. I think 36 is kind of where their caseload is running this year. It's not huge, but anyhow, the FSS for this family wanted to attend the meeting that I was going to have with mom, and of course with COVID, it's all virtual, which makes things, their own kind of special challenge. But I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, the family knows you. It'll make the introduction to me a little bit easier. They'll have somebody that they know and they're familiar with. Kind of a friendly face. And so then the center director also wanted to be included to make sure that, like, somebody was there to kind of speak for the teachers. And I'm like, all right, this is getting to be like a full-on parent meeting instead of like an intro home visit type thing. So, and mom was getting overwhelmed and had reached out to another FSS that she had a relationship with from last year. And she's like, can we, like, I'm not getting the communication that I'm used to getting, and now there's this other person coming in, so, like, what do you think about helping me get to know this woman a little bit? And we're like, yeah, sure, I just want it to be I want to do what I can to support the family, so I want it to be a positive experience for them. I don't want them to, like, go into this meeting with everybody else and think that it's, like, a big problem, like they're doing something wrong or there's something wrong with their kiddo. These are delicate situations. So anything I can do to make it easier for the family, I'm all for. Let's do this. Let's make it easy. But apparently the FSS got all kinds of butthurt today. And my entire day became about this meeting that I had with the other FSS and the parent to introduce myself and kind of get some feedback from them on what her concerns were regarding the kid, and what did she need and what would she like to see happen. Apparently it was a big to-do, y'all, and I don't have the time for all that drama. It is just not my thing. So that was fun. To have your entire day taken up simply because you're trying to help a parent, and somebody else has to go and get their feelings hurt and think, well, you're saying I'm not doing my job and you're hindering me being able to build a relationship with this family because you're bringing somebody else in. And I'm like, I didn't bring anybody else in, guys. the parent reached out to somebody that they were comfortable with and said, hey, can you help me a little bit? Because I'm not getting what I need. So, yeah. But y'all don't want to come here and listen to me complain about my day at work, I'm sure. I'm just changing colors over here. The way my whole setup is, I just roll all around to change out my colors. So that's how my day at work was. My last class just ended on Monday. You guys are going to see this on Wednesday. But my last class just ended. I start my new one on Tuesday. Which puts me, I'm down into the last 3 classes for my master's degree. And this one is going to be not quite as challenging as the last one, which was all about leadership and management styles. But this one, I have to write a grant proposal. All on like an unmet need in human services. So that's the final project for this class. So that'll be a bit of a challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. Because, like I said, my goal is to be able to run a department in a Head Start program, which means I'm going to have to help write the grant because Head Starts are completely, well, not completely, but they're mostly grant funded. And so, you know, it's important that I know how to help write grants. Plus, it's a really marketable skill. So I'm looking forward to it. The kiddo's currently downstairs playing D&D, and they are all excited because apparently their dragon egg is hatching, so now they get to be Daenerys and the mother of dragons. I keep trying to tell them that, you know, I'm the mother of dragons because I birthed them. They don't find that as amusing as I do, but, you know, they're 16. They don't find half the stuff I do amusing. It is what it is. So, what's going on with you guys, huh? What's new in your world? Are you guys having an interesting start to 2020? Let me tell you, we are 12 days in, and I'd like to cancel my subscription. I've enjoyed my free trial, but it's seeming awfully familiar, and I really don't need to go through 2020 part 2. Thanks. You know, the 2020 millennium, or the 21st century, good Lord, what's wrong with my brain today, has turned 21 and started drinking, and that has led to, you know, trying to overthrow the government and storming the Capitol, and our Cheeto-in-Chief getting banned from Twitter and Facebook, and y'all, I'm just done. I don't need to go through 2020 part 2. Who did not say Jumanji on New Year's Eve, huh? I know it was one of y'all. Somebody forgot to say Jumanji, and now look where we're at. I got a new pen. I got it from Amazon, and it's blue and silver, just like my boys. So, yeah. I'm all excited to try it out. It's really comfortable. And I will link it down in the description for you guys if you're interested in finding it. But, man, I tell ya, I don't know what's going on today. I just don't. I think work just kind of drained me. That's why I'm so happy to be here with y'all tonight. Because we all need a break. Does everybody have their water? Have you been staying hydrated and taking care of yourselves? Self-care is really important. Let me know. There's a question of the day for you down in the comments. Let me know what you guys do for self-care. This is a big part of my self-care, is taking time to unwind and diamond paint and spend some time with you guys. I am thinking, because I'm a huge Doctor Who fanatic, so I'm kind of toying around with the idea of doing a diamond paint along in May that's like sci-fi fantasy based. Like a May the 4th kind of thing. What do you guys think? Would that be fun? Would you be into something like that? Of course, there would have to be prizes, so, Let me know. I know there's a few of them going on right now. Actually, I'm doing Arctic Wolves because I'm doing the Wolf Along with DP Addiction Adventures, and that's been fun. You can tell that last week was finals week, so I haven't gotten a whole lot of progress on this like I would have wanted, because I wrote a 4,000 word paper on an in-depth analysis of leadership and management styles, and like comparing and contrasting classic and modern leadership theories, and then discussing their impact and the kind of leader, how organizational culture impacts leadership. Yeah, it killed my brain and all my free time, which is why I'm glad to be back diamond painting again, because, like I said, this is a big part of my self-care. I also like to, what else do I do for self-care? I take baths, I watch TV, I'm currently binging Sex and the City again for the umpteenth time. It's a guilty pleasure, don't judge me. I'm a Carrie. I am high maintenance, I pick the wrong guys, I spend way too much money on shoes, my life is so not together. I'm Carrie, guys. I just am. I'm not a writer, but anyhow, my sister's got a job interview on Friday, so, send some good thoughts her way. And my dad's doing good. He had his physical the other day, and everything came out good. He's got diabetes, and his A1C was really good, and his all of his blood work came back good, so he's pretty happy, and he is anxiously awaiting his custom-made bicycle and planning his next bike tour. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here going, nope, no thank you. I'm planning a trip to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter this summer. COVID dependent, of course, but I graduate in June, And then my sister's getting married, and I'm thinking after my sister's wedding, and that I may take the kiddo and we may go to Universal Studios in Florida and like take a week off of work, have some time just the kiddo and I, because we haven't had any of that in a while. I mean, it's hard when you're living with, 3 other people to have some of that quality time. I know they're really missing it, so we will, that's what we're looking at for this summer. So I started pricing it out. Guys, it is not cheap. Just for 2 people, I'm looking at about $4,000 just for a week. Like, why the heck does it need to be that expensive? I'm not saying I'm not willing to pay it, but it ain't cheap, guys. But it's going to be my graduation trip, I'm thinking. Because I will need something fun to happen. Changing colors again. Just bear with me. I'm just kind of rambling here. I don't have a whole lot. Let's see. Fun story. That's a fun story that I can share with you. We talked about Iditarod. I will link my dad's blog down below. I'll check and make sure it's still up. And if it's still active, I'll link it down below if you guys want to go check out more stories from him. The man is just certifiable, I tell ya. But, what's new with me is that really, guys, I am tired of people making excuses for not doing things that they need to be doing. And then trying to blame me for, well, you're hindering my relationship because you brought somebody else along, and how am I supposed to develop that if they're always, honey, you have had this family since October. Ain't nobody hindering your relationship except yourself. And even more importantly than that, it ain't about you, darling. So, bless your little heart, but the world does not revolve around you. And if y'all don't know what bless your heart means, go spend some time down south. I ain't gonna tell you. But bless your heart. Her heart, anyhow. I have been craving all of the kinds of things that I'm not allowed to eat anymore. I want pizza. Do you know how hard it is to have pizza when you can't have gluten, when you can't have cheese? Because, yeah, you can get gluten-free crust. I mean, hell, even Domino's has gluten-free crust now. But cheese. I can't have cheese. And that is depressing. Because I don't care what you say. Yes, you can order pizza without cheese. But then, is it really pizza? Like, is it? I don't think so. I don't think so. If it doesn't have cheese on it, it's not pizza. It's an open-faced sandwich. Cut into triangles. that's what it is. Okay. So what else do you guys want to know? We're still waiting to hear whether or not Johnny Depp has permission to appeal the verdict in his defamation suit against the Sun tabloid in UK. Their court system, obviously very different than ours, but we're waiting on that decision. And it came out that Amber Heard has been lying. I mean, we knew this, but even more so. One of like her big defenses, because Johnny is just basically saying, you're a gold digger, you lied, you manipulated me, all you wanted was my money, you never cared about me. Which is probably true. I mean, she beat the hell out of him. She cut off the tip of his fingers. Like, seriously. She threw a full bottle of vodka at him, and it smashed into his hand and severed the tip of his finger. But she kept saying that she had donated all $7 million from her divorce settlement because she had convinced him that they didn't need a prenup, and then anytime he'd bring up a postnup after the marriage, after they got married, she'd flip out on him. So she got $7 million when they divorced, and she swears she donated all $7 million to charity. Well, let me tell you something. No. She said she split it right down the middle. $3.5 million to the ACLU and $3.5 million to Children's Hospitals of Los Angeles. Children's Hospitals of Los Angeles has no record of such a donation. Like, Johnny subpoenaed their records as part of his defamation suit against her here in the U.S. And so now, like, her PR firm is trying to say, well, her intention was to donate it, but then Johnny filed a lawsuit against her, and she's had to spend millions of dollars defending herself against this lawsuit. Y'all, here's the thing. She had that full divorce settlement in 2017, and Johnny didn't file his defamation suit against her until she wrote the op-ed piece. So she had that money for years. There's no reason she couldn't have donated it like she said, except for the fact that she was in it for the money. And if you guys have questions about any of the stuff that I'm saying about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, you can check out that Incredibly Average here on YouTube, and Nick Wallace. I will link them both down in the description box. Nick Wallace is a reporter in the UK, and he's got access to all the transcripts and everything that came out in the UK defamation trial. All the conflicts of interest and all of that. And then Incredibly Average has done a lot of in-depth videos analyzing the documentation and stuff. He's got video and audio recordings of Amber admitting that she beat up Johnny and basically saying, yeah, go ahead. If you tell people that I'm the abuser, they're really going to believe you. Sure. Because I'm just little old me, and you're this big guy, and yeah, you go tell them that your wife beat you. See who believes you. Like, the stuff that has come out is mind-boggling. Hang on just a second, guys. Come in. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Kiddo needed something. So. So, yeah. All kinds of stuff coming out on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. If you guys are wondering why I'm so inclined to believe Johnny Depp, there's a few reasons, but a big part of it, I mean, aside from the evidence, is that none of his other exes have ever said anything like this about him. In fact, Vanessa Paradis, who he was common law married to for years, it's who he had his children with. Like, she's come out in support of him and said he never hurt her. Winona Ryder has come out and said he never hurt her. There's, like, evidence that average guy here on YouTube has gone over. That shows that Amber's, like, faked the photos of her with bruises and all of it. So, it's just, it's a mess, guys. He's a good guy, and he's being, like, trashed, and she's, like, ruining his reputation. He did so much for her. He let her friends move into the penthouse, like, apartments that he owned, and they lived there rent-free. She's just, it's bad. And the part of it that really kills me is women have fought for so long to be believed when they come forward with allegations like this, especially with powerful men. So, I mean, that's the whole Me Too Time's Up movement, is we need to be believing these women and not doubting them just because this guy is rich and powerful. But the evidence doesn't back up what she's saying. She claims that when she went to see him in Australia while he was filming the last Pirates movie, that he kept her locked up, like, held her hostage for 3 days and repeatedly sexually assaulted her, and was going off on her, wouldn't let her leave, beat her bloody, all of that. There's no medical bills. There's no scars of her being drugged through glass and all of that. But, you know, there's medical bills from when his fingertip got cut off. So, yeah, I don't buy it. Hang on 1 second. Come in. Alright, guys. It's about time for the kid to get their meds and get ready for bed, which means it's about time for me to say goodnight to all of you. It's night when I'm filming this. It's not going to be night when you guys see it, but full-time job and school and kids, and night is when I have time to shoot my videos. So I'm going to finish up this color and we're going to go. But I hope you guys have a great week and that 2020 starts to turn out better for everybody. 2021, sorry. Look at me trying to send us back in time. We all had enough of 2020. In the meantime, if you like what you're seeing and like hearing me ramble on about random stuff, because y'all, I'm random, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when I put up videos. And I will see you guys Friday for Frenzy Friday. Bye.
Thank you so much for stopping by. It was great to see you. Remember to drink your water, wear your mask, stay safe. We'll see you next time.